हे एवरीवन, दिस इज योगेश। वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। तो यार आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं मॉक इंटरव्यू। बेसिकली मेरा मॉक इंटरव्यू होने वाला है एंड यार अमेजन लेवल का होगा मॉक इंटरव्यू, ठीक है। तो थोड़ा नर्वस हो रहा हूँ बट चलो करते हैं, जो होगा देखा जाएगा। एंड या रिद्धि भैया इज गोइंग टू टेक माई इंटरव्यू एंड ही इज एन SDE एट अमेजोन। तो मतलब अमेजोन लेवल का इंटरव्यू होने वाला है, ठीक है। तो चलो हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो बट उससे पहले एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात, अगर तुम चैनल पे नए हो यार तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना और बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर देना, जिससे तुम्हें सारी न्यू वीडियोस की अपडेट सबसे पहले मिलते रहे। और या हम लोग भी जो वीडियो की तरफ तुम लोग भी जाने वाले हो, सो दिस विल बी द पार्ट 2 ऑफ द वीडियो एंड पार्ट 1 जो है वो रिद्धि भैया के चैनल में होगा। सो यू कैन गो एंड चेक इट आउट एज वेल, द लिंक विल बी गिवन इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन। तो या बिना वक्त जाए के फटाफट स्टार्ट करते हैं। लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द इंटरव्यू।
Hey Yogesh, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Hi Riddhi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine too. Okay, let's start with the interview. So I'm going to place the question over here. I hope you're able to see the screen.
Yeah. You are given
Okay, so just read the
you are given an array price. The price of I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. Find the maximum profit you can achieve. You may complete as many transactions as you like. That is, buy one and sell one share of a multiple times. Note: you may not engage in multiple transactions simultaneously. You must sell the stock before you buy again. Input price 715364, output is 7. Example: buy on the day 2, that is price 1, and sell on the day 3, that is 5. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Then again buy on the day 4, the price. Okay, we are purchasing in this part and we are selling in this 5, so profit is 4. And again we are purchasing in this part, that price is 3, and we are selling in this part, that price is 6. Okay, got it. So here it's so the final answer will be this 4 plus 3, 7. Okay,
Right.
so I will be getting the 7. Got it. So what we can think is that first of all, this one we are getting, so the minimum is 1, and then we are going to check the next maximum element. So and whenever we get the again we are start getting some minimum element, then by that maximum we have to subtract this part, and we have to add that part in our profit part. For example, we are here in 7, so it is allowed that we can do as many much transaction, right? We can do multiple transaction.
But you can't do overlapping transaction. That is something important.
Means first we have to purchase, then we have to sell, but in between that we cannot purchase an extra part, right? But
Right.
we can do multiple transactions. Got it. Okay.
So
Yeah, sure. So first here we are in the 7. So okay, so first of all I will be taking we can selling price and the cost price. So first of all I will be initialize cost price will be the minimum. So I am initializing cost price with int max, because we have to take as minimum as possible in that part. And we can for the selling price we are going to take price of I only. Okay, so first of all we came to 7 and we are going to check whether it is smaller than the minimum or selling price cost price or not, because we have, for the first time of the cost price we have initialized as int max, so 7 is smaller. So again so we are going to initialize. So yeah, we can take here, let me take, where is the cursor, cost price. So for the first time cost price I have taken as max. Okay, so we are checking whether the 7 is smaller than this cost price or not. So first time it is smaller, so updated it with 7. So when we are updating it with 7, then we are going to the next iteration. We found it 1. So we can see that 1 is greater smaller than this cost price, so we can again update it. So we have updated it like 1, and we are going to take the profit. Profit plus equals to this prices of I minus cost price, like this. So first time we got 7, so array of I is 7, 7 minus 7 we got 0, so I'm updating the answer as 0. Now again we came to 1. So 1 first here it was 7, so we compared 1 with 7. So as you can see here 1 is smaller, so we get here 1. So 1 minus price of I 1 minus 1 0, so again it is 0. Now we get 5. So 5 is greater than 1, so we are not going to update this cost price, and we can take 5 minus 1, that is 4. We have taken 4. Now we get, so when we are taking one transaction, then we can update this cost price again as int max, because we have taken one transaction. So the next again we came to 3, so we are going checking that if 3 is smaller than int max or not. If it is, then we are going to update it as 3. So 3 minus 3, again it is 0, so again we are adding 0. And now again we came to 6, so 6 is great. This part I think we are not going to do every time, because we have to take the maximum one and we have to subtract with this cost price. So what I am thinking is that, first of all, first what I was thinking, let's do that part only. We came with 6, so here 6 is greater than 3, so we are not going to update the cost price, we are going to take the profit. 6 minus 3, so we get 3. So we get 3. Now again we are going to initialize is with the int max, and we got 4. Updated this part with 4 because 4 is smaller. 4 minus 4, again I am getting 0. For this test case it is coming, but I think can I update this test case? Can I update something here in this test case?
Yeah, sure.
So for example here it is 4 and as well 5 also. So I think it will be better if we purchased at 3 and we are selling at 6, right? Because if it is 4 and 5, then it is for example we purchase at 3 and selling at 6, so it is 3. For example we purchase as 3 and selling at 4, then 1, and 5 and 6, then it is 1 2. So I think it will not be the good one. So we are going to take this max part until and unless we reach some smaller part. So this part we are not going to do every time. So what I will be doing is that when we let's take in this part only, when I reach to this 3 part, so I have updated this cost price as 3. Now I came to this 4. This 4 is greater than cost price. Okay, so I will be let's take the selling price as well. Selling price, so I am updating selling price as 4. Now we came to 5, so 5 is again greater than this 3. So and if it is greater than 3, then it is sure that, yeah, so we are going to update this selling price as 5. Now we came with 6, so 6 is again greater than 3, so I am updating it with 6. Now we came with 4. Now 4 is again greater than 3 but less than selling. Achha, yeah. So again we have to check it with selling price as well, if it is smaller than selling price or not. So we can see that 4 is smaller than the selling price. So now we can see that, so this transaction we can perform. So we have got this cost price, selling price, so I can do selling price minus cost price. Yeah, like this it can yeah, I think that this will work.
Okay, just tell me one thing. So you need maximum profit, right? So ideally, what will you? So in order to get maximum profit, what should you do? Like, what should your strategy? Like the selling price should be
As maximum as
possible,
and cost price will be as minimum.
and your buying price, right? So are you doing that? Like, how you kind of ensuring that, and are you always adding the profit? Are you always able to sell it? How are you going to go about it?
As we know that we can do multiple transactions. Okay, so what I told that when we let's iterate from starting. Can we do that? We got 7, so we are updating this with 7 because earlier the cost price was int max, updated with 7. Okay, so when we updated with 7, then first time it is getting updated, so the selling price, then there is no need of checking this profit, because currently we have updated the selling price, means we have purchased in that part, so we are not going to sell with that part only. So now initially what was the value, what will be the selling price, we have to make it max so we can take it as minimum as possible. Now we came to 1, so 1, this is cost price, so 1 is smaller than this cost price, so we can update this with 1, and we are not going to update this selling price. Now we got 5 is greater than cost price, so we have to check with selling price as well. When we are getting something which is greater than cost price, then we have to check with the selling price as well, and if it is greater than the selling price, so we are going to update selling price. Okay, so whenever we are updating the selling price 4 and again 5 again 6, no, every time we don't have to do, only first time we have to. Okay, let me think one more. What we can do is that if I is less than, and that, I think this approach will not work. I have to do something else, because means there will, if I think in this part, then more number of, I have to increase the cases, that when the cost is increasing, selling price, what we can take is that if 1 is 5 is less than 1, okay, so 5 can be our selling price, 1 can be our cost price. Okay, so I plus 1 is okay, and where are we going to, if prices of I is greater, it is greater than this 7, so we can purchase here. Okay, and when this in this price of I plus this part 5, if it is greater than this, then we can sell at this price. It is greater, okay, this 5 is greater than this 1, this 3 is greater than 1, this 3 is greater than 5, false, so we are taking this 1 and 5, and okay, plus 5 we got in. What one more thing I am thinking is that let's start the array from here, means I am comparing with the, no, let's take start from starting position. I am starting from starting position. Okay, I have taken let's take starting, what we can, let's leave it. What I was taking is that max min. Okay, we came to 7, this 7 we are going to compare this 1 and 7. Okay, so if this 1 is smaller than 7, so 1 can be our cost price. Okay, updating with 1, we came to 5 is greater than 1, it is not smaller. Okay, so we are, then it's sure that 1 is our cost price, because one element before 1 is bigger and one element after 1 is bigger, so 1 will be our cost price. Okay, again we came to 5, when we came to 1, first of all 1 is greater, smaller, 1 is, we came to 3, we came to, so yeah, when what I told that 5 is greater than 1. Okay, so we have updated cost price as 1, got it, and now I came to, now this part is done, now we have to update the selling price. Cost price is done, because we found that 1 is our cost price, because one element before is larger and after is larger. Now we came to this 5, now check this I and I plus 1, these two parts. Is 3 is greater than this 5? If it is greater, then 3 can be our selling price. Okay, but here what we can see that 3 is not greater than 5, so 5 will be our selling price. So I have updated it with selling price, and we are subtracting it and we are adding it at 4. So take it as 4. Now this part is done. Now start with we have taken till 5. Okay, now start with 3 and 4. Okay, so is 4 is smaller than 3? This is I and this is
So obviously going in the right direction, but just since you are doing multiple transactions over here, right? So can you use that thing to your advantage? I mean, to make your solution more easy, right? I mean, you can take solutions at a much closer space, right? Between the tests, between the texts. So you may check that the price, current price, just greater than the previous day's price, something like that.
so
Does that remember?
greater than equals to is 7 is great 7 is greater than equals to 1. So it means that after 7 some smaller element exists, which we can take as cost price. Now we compare 1 and 5, but here we saw that 1 is small, 1 is not greater than 5, so 1 can be our possible cost price. So we have taken this as cost price. Now we have to check for the selling price, because cost price is done. Now we have to check for selling price. Okay, again now we are going to we compared 1 and 5, but that condition was false, so our I is in this 5, right? So now we are going to compare this 5 and 3. So we are going to check is this 5 is if it is smaller than 3, then the selling price will be not this. We are going to check in we are going to again iterate in the next part. But what I saw that 5 is greater than 3, so it is sure that 5 will be our selling price. So we have updated selling price as 5, and we have taken the difference, and answer is 4. Now we came to 3. Now again we have to update the cost price. Okay, so we are checking 3 and 4. So is 3 is greater than 4? No, it's not. So it's
Okay, one thing I would like to point out over here. So let's say for this example you have this 7. So let me just copy this and paste it over here. So let's say you have this as 13, right? So just to ensure that you're understanding it correctly, you can buy this stock at 1 on the second day, you can sell it at 5, you get it as a profit, right? And then you can again buy the stock as the cost price on the day 2 itself, and then you can sell it and you can get this as profit. So are you considering this case?
1 and 5, and then okay, so what I was asking is that as we can see here we have written that we are selling at 5 and we are purchasing again at 5. So can we do this now?
You can do this.
The
You
same-
can do
same-
this. It's possible.
Okay. So then what I earlier I was thinking that in the same day we cannot do the both thing together. So I think it will become more simpler is that first we got the 7 part. So again we then we move to 1. The first minimum we got this one. Then this is our cost price. Now we got this 5 as selling price. This 5 is greater than 1, so we are subtracting this both part and we are updating our answer 4. Now we are going, when we are updating our profit, so this will become again our cost price. It can become, but it's not sure. Now we came to this 3, so again we are purchasing at 3. Now again we are going at 4, so we are selling at 4. Okay, so again here it is 5, so we are purchasing at 4, we are selling at 5. Again we are purchasing at 5, we can sell at 6. Like this we can do.
Yeah. So like do you need to maintain this cost price and sale price? Because ideally what I can see is you are just getting an operation from the adjacent elements, right? So ideally, if I'm understanding it correctly,
Yeah.
so you need these two variables in the first place.
I don't no. We can see directly price of I and price of I plus 1 like that.
I plus 1 or the I minus 1?
If we start from starting then I and I plus 1 like this.
Yeah, you can also do that, no issues. Or maybe you can start from 1 and do price I minus 1. It's your call.
Okay, from if you're starting from here, so this one and this we are comparing with
Yeah.
7. If it is smaller, then we are going to purchase here. Okay. Now this 5 is greater than 1, so we are selling at 5.
Right.
So we got the profit as 4.
Right.
Again we came to 3. So this 3 is smaller than 5. So we are again purchasing it 3 at 3.
Right.
Yeah. So the okay. So if the 3 and 5 difference is negative, so we are going to add 0. Okay. And again we came to 4. 4 is greater than 3, so we are going to add the difference 1. We came at 5. 5 is greater than 4. We are going to take the difference 1. We came at 6. We are going to take the difference as 1, and we came to 4, then 0. Okay. So the simple solution which I am getting is that if the next number is greater than previous, directly we are going to subtract 1, then we are going to add that part, and if it is smaller, then we are not going to add that part.
Got it. Okay. So can you code this out?
Yeah, sure.
So what do you prefer? Which language do you prefer? C++, Java, Python?
C++.
Okay. So I will just paste the code snippet, the function, or you can create your own function, whatever it is. So you want me to paste my function, or you're okay to use your function?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So let's paste this. Write your code over here.
Okay. So we are starting from I is equals to 1. I is less than prices dot size I plus plus, and we are going to take one profit variable. Profit as 0. Simply we are going to check if this prices of I is greater than prices of I minus 1. If it is greater than I minus 1, then directly we are going to profit plus equals to prices of I minus 1, and simply we are going to return this profit. If it is greater than this I minus 1, then they are going to update the difference. So it will work.
Got it. Okay. So what is the time complexity and space complexity for this solution?
So as we have taken a single variable profit, so space complexity will be order of 1, and the time complexity will be order of n, as we are iterating in the whole array.
Yeah. Got it. Very good. Okay. So I think that's it for the interview. So any feedback you want to have for me as an interview? Anything I could have done better?
The question was great, and it was nice having a conversation with you, as I got stuck here that we can take the single element, means we can purchase and we can buy as well in the same day. So I didn't saw that, but that's why I got confused. So after you told that, after giving some hints, I came to know that we have to do something else. So it was really great.
Okay, thank you for that. So from my side, the feedback for you is mostly positive. The good things that you were able to come up with the optimal solution, you were able to come up with the perfect time and space complexity, you were able to code it out. Also, you were thinking out very loud, which is something you did for the interview in my channel as well. So that I would again suggest you to keep it up, because it's very important to talk with the interviewer, because only then you'll be able to draw out things from him. And one negative point which I feel is you could have cleared things out right from the start, instead of you pinpointing that you can sell in buy and sell in a particular day. First of all, I think that was already mentioned in the question, so you could have gone to that question properly. Also, you could have clarified for me instead of me pinpointing you. So that's a bit negative point, I would say. But apart from that, you did pretty well. You came up with the solution. So the feedback for the round is mostly positive from my side. So okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Yogesh, for doing this with me. So we have also recorded another mock interview on my channel. So probably Yogesh is going to put the link to that interview in my description. So you can obviously go and check it out. And obviously you can also check out my channel as well. When I post similar mock interviews, I also post tutorials for interview preparation and I write podcasts. So obviously you can feel free and go and check out my channel. Also please subscribe to Code Library because I think he's also doing a fantastic job. And it takes a lot of guts, to come up live in front of so many people, do a mock interview, which like really test your abilities and skill. So I mean, thanks to Yogesh for being such a sport and agreeing to do this with me. Thank you so much.
तो यार आई थिंक तुम लोगों को वीडियो बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा, बहुत कुछ तुम लोगों को सीखने को मिला होगा। आई थिंक भैया ने तो फीडबैक सारा दे दिया है, तो तुम्हें सब कुछ समझ आ गया होगा क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए इंटरव्यू में, क्या मैं मेरे जो पॉजिटिव फीडबैक थे क्या नेगेटिव फीडबैक था तुम्हें पता चल गया होगा। तो उससे तुम लोग अपने बारे में भी गेस कर सकते हो कि तुम्हारे अंदर क्या पॉजिटिव फीडबैक है और क्या नेगेटिव है, तुम क्या इंप्रूव कर सकते हो। तो आई थिंक तुम लोग यार पॉजिटिव बहुत कुछ मिला होगा इस वीडियो से। और यार सही में अगर मजा आया होगा वीडियो देखकर तो लाइक मार देना इस वीडियो को और यार सब्सक्राइब कर लेना अगर चैनल में नए हो, ठीक है। तो चलो और अपने फ्रेंड्स संग शेयर कर लेना जैसे तो सबको पता चले यार कि किस लेवल का इंटरव्यू होता है Amazon में, ठीक है। तो चलो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए टाटा।